For centuries, the Kaaba has stood as the primary anchor of our three-dimensional world, a mathematically precise stone cube that serves as the fixed center of earthly gravity for human spirituality. Historically, it operated as a divinely protected sanctuary. During the Year of the Elephant, it remained completely intact despite a massive military assault, establishing its status as an impenetrable fortress of faith. But a specific historical anomaly occurred when Fatima bint Asad went into labor at the site. The physical door was locked, and despite the efforts of the official keyholder, the mechanism physically rejected any attempt to open it. By sealing the man-made entrance, the sanctuary bypasses human agency. This birth required no earthly permission. It was a direct, unmediated decree manifesting in physical space. Instead of the door opening, the solid stone wall of the Kaaba silently fractured. This was a localized violation of natural physics, creating a temporary portal for a guest who entered on God's terms alone. Fatima stepped through the opening, and the stone immediately sealed behind her. In an instant, the accessible public sanctuary became an isolated, impenetrable womb. Architecture today preserves the memory of this event. Structural reports indicate that after every major reconstruction or expansion of the Kaaba, this specific seam reappears, with the inner stone layers fused in a way that defies modern construction logic. Tradition holds that on the anniversary of this birth, this unique fault line reopens, emitting an unearthly fragrance that emanates directly from the core of the structure. This permanent architectural rupture serves as a physical witness. The birth of the Imam exceeded the structural limits of the finite stone cube. Inside that sealed stone chamber, the infant Ali spent 3 days in a state of absolute disconnect from his surroundings. He produced no infant's wail, he did not feed, and he refused to open his eyes to the material world. This biological fasting represented a conscious rejection of three-dimensional material reality. His soul remained tethered to a higher presence, actively waiting for a specific, divinely ordained trigger before engaging with the physical network of the earth. These 3 days of isolation demonstrate that he was not a standard inhabitant being introduced to our world, but a higher dimensional visitor, refusing to activate until the correct interface arrived. When Fatima finally emerged, she handed the newborn directly to Prophet Muhammad, who had been waiting outside the house. Only when held by the Prophet did Ali open his eyes. He instantly recognized the Prophet's station, speaking perfect Arabic to greet the messenger of Allah before he had even seen his own parents. Then came the physical mechanic of the sealing of knowledge. The Prophet placed his tongue in the infant's mouth, a mystical act that transferred prophetic light directly into the heart of the first Imam. This direct transmission bypassed all human learning. It established an instantaneous, unbroken chain of divine guidance that flowed from the final prophet into the new Imam. This connection explains the Prophet's famous declaration, "I am the city of knowledge, and Ali is its gate." To understand this title, we look to geometry. The three-dimensional Kaaba is a flat projection, a shadow of a much larger truth. Imam Ali is the living tesseract. He is the singular gateway allowing human perception to interface with the unseen worlds, the Alameen. This cosmic function leads to his title as the Face of God, or Waj Allah. He is the conscious, imperishable reflection of divine attributes made manifest in human form. A living interface possesses qualities a physical building lacks. This transfer of authority prioritized a conscious presence over a silent monument for all future seekers of the divine. We can now see the true timeline. The physical Kaaba served its historical purpose as a temporary womb. The historical evidence is stark. Following Ali's birth, the Kaaba faced recurring destruction. It was burned, struck by catapults, and repeatedly damaged by human hands. While the stone sanctuary lost its immunity to the material world, the Imam himself became the focus of divine protection. The inviolability once granted to the architecture now manifested through the living proof. This relocated protection found its final earthly destination in Najaf, a sanctuary that has survived every wave of historical destruction directed at it. The imperishable soul of the Imam became the primary sanctuary, leaving the stone structure as a witness to the power that once resided within it. This motion blur represents a physical reality, millions of believers circling an ancient stone cube. Yet, esoteric tradition reveals a spiritual duality. While human bodies orbit the physical house, their souls are actually circling the higher dimensional station of the living Imam. This leads to a final mystery. If the living tesseract replaced the sanctuary of Mecca, why did his physical body ultimately return to a hidden grave in Najaf, prepared thousands of years earlier by the prophet Noah? The stone cube acted as the vessel for a higher reality. Once the living house emerged, the focus of human devotion anchored to a conscious, multidimensional presence.